Yep, that's a pepper. Here it is from a different angle. And another one. And then, yep, here it is again. Nice fingernails. No, I'm not just wasting your time here showing you pictures of peppers for no good reason. Even though I could. Here's a handful of peppers, here's a nice man offering you some peppers, and this appears to be a somewhat violent pepper. But I say somewhat violent because as intimidating as this little computer animation might seem, it's no match for what this man is actually holding, the Pepper X.
So it goes through your stomach lining into your smooth muscle and you get cramps. And those cramps are horrible. I was laid out flat on a marble wall for approximately an hour in the rain, groaning in pain. But when we were done and we went out to dinner, I ate more peppers because I'm an idiot. And that's a quote from my wife.
That idiot, his wife's word, not mine, is a South Carolina hot pepper expert named Ed Currie. And he's describing the experience of eating the Pepper X, which he's spent the last 10 years creating.
But I'm a creator, I have art. So when I get peppers, and breed them together, it creates something new. And that's like a baby to me. And I get to see that baby grow and flourish.
Yep, just like the miracle of childbirth, this guy produces peppers. And those things are hot. So this is William Scoville, whose hair is probably standing up because he's the pharmacist who came up with the Scoville organoleptic test in 1912. Better known today as the Scoville Scale, which basically measures the hotness of peppers. Take a look at this chart put out by a Department of Energy research lab. A sweet bell pepper like this has 0 Scoville heat units, meaning it's not very hot. But it is very fresh. And it's all over my keyboard. Tabasco sauce like this is at 3,000 units. It's a bit of a mild spice, but it goes great on anything. Like this fortune cookie. Confidence is at a high. Oh, indeed. This is not a bad combination, but I think it's just because I like hot sauce. Even further up the scale is the cayenne pepper at 40,000 units and the habanero pepper at 250,000. Here's a cayenne pepper and here's a bottle of habanero hot sauce. Well, oh, excuse me. Oh my God. I was not expecting the hiccups from this. Oh my God. Well, that might be the stupidest thing I've done today, but Ed there is the one who ate the Pepper X on hot ones.
I was feeling the heat for 3.5 hours. Then the cramps came. And your body is trying to get rid of that thing it thinks is poison.
Well, there's a good reason for that. Ed also happens to be the guy behind the Carolina Reaper pepper, which in 2013 became the world's hottest chili pepper at more than 1.5 million Scoville heat units. 1.5 million, or about 6 times hotter than the habanero pepper found in this stuff, which is still greatly impacting my ability to read this prompter. But the Carolina Reaper wasn't enough for Ed.
We already knew Carolina Reaper was going to be the record. A friend of mine in Michigan sent me a pepper that was brutally hot. It also had a really cool look to it. So I bred that pepper with the Carolina Reaper. And the initial pepper that came out of it was just ugly and bumpy and nasty. And we decided that year to start breeding it on a multiple cycle, meaning once in the summertime, once in the wintertime in the greenhouse. It turned out to be a brutally hot pepper, hotter than the Reaper, and we just kept that process going.
A decade later, the Pepper X emerged. And the reason this guy's wife thinks he's an idiot is that this thing is about as strong as bear repellent and police pepper spray. The Police Studies Council says most law enforcement sprays have a pungency of 500,000 to 2 million Scoville heat units. And the Pepper X,
the official Guinness World Record for Pepper X, is 2.693 million Scoville heat units.
Yeah, so just imagine Kendall Jenner getting sprayed with the strength of one of these things for thinking it was a good idea to hand a Pepsi to that policeman. Anyway, the Pepper X's 2.69 million heat unit record beats the Carolina Reaper's record at 1.64 million. And even though Ed is likely bound for the Pepper Hall of Fame, which is probably in hell or something, that doesn't mean he's ready to give his tongue or his stomach a break.
And is this the pinnacle? No, it's not the pinnacle. We've got other peppers that initial tests are higher, but the next one, we're just starting the testing on now. it's going to be a minimum of 5 years before we're ready for that.